Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode in my Node and JavaScript mini lessons. Now in this video we are going to be talking about packages and requiring using Node. Now the first question you may be wondering is what are packages slash modules, or the common term using Node. What are packages slash modules? So essentially when you write code for Node JS or for other things, you will, if you want other people to be able to use that code, for example, when we're talking about the Express library that we covered a couple of episodes in the, or an episode in the Node.js introduction series, we basically are using someone else's code in order to be able to create a web server. And basically, people create packages in order to export their code so that someone else can use it and import it into their projects without having to do too much like complex connection stuff. So essentially, let me just look for a better definition. NPM, what are modules? Modules. So host thousands of free packages. About packages and module. So essentially, what it's saying is a module is any file or directory that can be loaded by the Node.js require function. And this is how we actually import modules into our project. So essentially, like I said, packages are just other people's code for the most part. And there are ways to import third-party modules that we've already covered, but I'll cover again just to get us kind of situated. So I'm going to delete the code from the previous episode. So just looking, let's find like maybe Express.js. So if I look for Express.js and I come here to their website and I find the getting started and then installing page, well, they tell you how to initialize an NPM project as normal, and we've already done that. If you're not familiar how to do that, I highly recommend you check out one of my previous episodes in the Introduction to Node.js tutorial series. But once we do have a Node project, which we do here, all we have to do is type in npm install express, and this -- save is not necessary. So if I actually cd into our project here, and this is going to be Node and JavaScript mini lessons, directory 2, and then now all I have to do is paste npm install express and hit enter, and now it'll start kind of loading and installing the package. Now in Node, packages are stored in a folder called Node modules. So notice we have a ton of packages that gets installed because usually each package is dependent on other packages, which basically makes it so that this folder gets fairly large as our Node projects get bigger in size. But for now, all that matters is I can say const express is equal to require, and then it's like a function, and then inside you pass in express. And just like that, this is how we import express code. And all this is doing is we are creating a variable. If you're not familiar with the word const, you can also technically say var or let, but it's best to use const because you don't want to reassign this variable. And then you're just setting it equal to the return value of the function called require. And require is a function that basically goes and imports that code that you're looking for in your project. And this is the syntax of a require for the most part. That's how you import third-party modules. Now, you can actually create your own modules, and I'm sure other people would be curious, so I'll go ahead and show that. So creating a Node module, creating Node.js modules, so you can come here to the docs of NPM. And then basically, you can say, well, this is actually creating a Node.js module, and we're not going to actually, or we could actually do that, but let me see. So to actually create a Node.js module, you need to create a package.json, so you need to do an npm init, and then you need to set some of the configuration, and then you need to actually set exports, but for now, we're just going to do like a pseudo version of that. So I'm going to create a new file called my export.js. And like I'm saying, the code I'm about to write here will not be 100% the same if you want to export your own module. If you do, I highly recommend you check out the Creating Node.js Modules page on the NPM documentation. But this is for creating a module that you can import in your own project. but other people can't necessarily import it. So all you have to do is you type modules or module.exports is equal to, and then for example, we can create a JavaScript object and we can say a function hello world, and then we can set it equal to the arrow function. And if you're not familiar with this is, I highly recommend you check out the arrow function video previously. And then all we have to do is just type in console.log hello world, for example. And now if I come back to our index.js, I can actually import it. Say const my package is equal to require, and then I can say dot slash my export. And when you say dot slash, that just means in the same directory, find my export.js, and then my package, it's just like any other package dot hello world. I can say like that and call it. And when I run, I'm going to go ahead and upsize this a bit. When I come here and I type node index.js, notice we get hello world printed, because all we're doing is we're requiring our own package that we created, and then we're running the hello world function, which is part of the exports. And again, the modules exports a JavaScript object, and each object has keys that lead to values. And if you're not familiar with that, then I highly recommend you check out my, I guess one of my introduction to JavaScript videos where I talked about JavaScript objects. So in essence, this is what requiring and packages are. They are just someone else's code that literally can be written like this, and then they export it so that you can import it and use it in your own project. So I don't have to have any idea of what this code is. All I need to know is we require it, and I just need to know that I can call hello world. And me as the user just can do this. So if you want to see more videos like this, I recommend you check out the playlist, which is linked in the description, where I'm uploading daily. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications whenever I post new videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.